field goal or touchdown. You're winning by 6 touchdowns is what you're winning. Number 2 is tied between Alabama, Texas, and South Carolina with 5 executions each. So if you combine Alabama, Texas, South Carolina, and then the other ones are Tennessee is 3, Arizona's 2, Indiana's 2, Mississippi's 2, Oklahoma's 2. Then you got a couple guys at single digits, Louisiana, Missouri. You can almost combine all those states combined. 49 states combined, and they go against Florida, it's almost a tie match is what we have going on. How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel that the governor's doing his job. Now, here's what's sad about that. If you look, these people have been on death row for 20, 25 years. 20 or 25 years? That's crazy. There's no reason in the world why a person can't be arrested, charged, convicted, and give them 2 or 3 appeals and move them through the system in 5 years, 7 years, 8 years. To think that it takes 20 and 25 years to get somebody to the death
reform
chamber.
or
This is not people that just shot somebody in a bar over a drunken brawl over a beer. This is premeditated, cold-blooded, first-degree heinous murder. And quite frankly, I'm proud of Governor DeSantis. He is the man. But the reality of it is why hasn't this been going on in every state? And why is there such a backup in Florida? Once again, politicians in the past not doing their job. But we in the criminal justice system need to be pulled in line by the Florida legislature. You look at the death penalty as it's carried out in the federal system, it does not linger around 20, 25, 30 years. They're quick with that death penalty if, in fact, someone needs the death penalty. And I've heard arguments, well, it doesn't stop others from committing crime and all that. Well, take that to the bank and store it, okay? Because that person that is executed will never hurt anybody else, period.
So you're saying anybody above 20 years, why don't we just execute them? Is that kind of what you're saying?
No. I'm saying that we should move them through the process in a lot less than 20 years. I'm fine with it having to be a cold-blooded, heinous murder, okay? Not 2 drunks that got in a fight in a bar over a bottle of beer and somebody got killed. That needs to go to prison.
What do you typically get 20-plus years for, though? 20-plus years is normally murder, or you did something to get 20-plus years.
Well, sexual battery will get you 20 years.
Sexual battery gets you 20 years.
Plus.
First time.
Yes, plus, depending on
Florida.
Depending on the circumstances.
So unpack for me, sexual battery. What is sexual battery?
Well, the sexual battery, somebody breaks into a house.
Yeah.
Okay. Rapes a woman at knife
I
point.
got it. Okay.
That's armed burglary. That's a first degree or life felon.
20-plus years.
Life.
Kill or no kill?
No kill.
You go into a house, you rape them, you're getting life in prison.
Should.
You should. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So if that's one, what else is 20-plus years? What else do you do to get
robbery with a firearm?
Robbery with a firearm is 20-plus years in Florida.
20-plus years in Florida. You shoot somebody, robbery with a firearm, 20-plus years.
What else?
25 years.
Cocaine, if I'm selling cocaine a good amount, is that 20-plus years?
Trafficking in cocaine, racketeering is 30 years.
Okay.
Okay? If you're in an illegal criminal enterprise, 30 years.
How about pedophilia? If I'm doing sex trafficking, what is if someone's doing that in Florida?
It can be up to life.
That can be up to life. So
Sure.
what gets it to the position of, where it's death penalty, these numbers that we just talked about, the 19 executions, what gets it to that level?
What gets it to the death penalty?
Yes, the 19 executions.
Is first-degree murder.
Okay.
And then it's got to be cold, calculated, heinous. It is not 2 drunks in a bar that have a fight, okay?
And somebody kills somebody.
Somebody kills somebody. It is raping and murdering somebody. It is going into a grandmother's house and slashing her. It is eviscerating a child and photographing it. It's got to be just the most horrible. That's why I'm saying
heinous,
the
right?
people on death row in the state of Florida are the most vile, dangerous people on the face of the earth. That's who gets first-degree murder.
So I just pulled up and I said, can you break down for me what these 19 cases were, okay? So we have one guy, Frank Walls, okay, final execution, double murder, home invasion. Broke into a home, killed a man, and women during the robbery, later linked to additional killings. Boom. This guy was one of the death penalty guys. Next one, sexual assault and murder, multiple victims. Rape and murder of the neighbor, sexual assault followed by killing. That's multiple. Child rape and murder. Rape and murder of 6-year-old. This is one of the stories, execution. Multiple victim family murders, entire family killed, spouse and children. Boom, death penalty. Serial killing, offender tied to multiple murders across different cases, kidnapping and murder, abduction followed by killing, robbery and murder, triple murder, killed 3 victims in one event. Boom, death sentence. Torture style, prolonged killings, victim bound, beaten or held before being killed. Rape and drowning, disposable body, victim raped and drowned in the canal. These are the reasons why these people got death penalties. Now, the argument for other states who don't do this, because I also looked up the math to see how much it costs to have a prisoner in the state of Florida. It's $25,000 a year per person. And then I asked the question, how many are in prison right now for 20 plus years? The number is 20,000. 20,000 times $25,000, that's a $500 million a year cost to taxpayers in the state of Florida. How would you fix that? Because that's savings right there if you can find a way to save that $500 million to taxpayers.
Yeah, you're looking at it wrong. It's a $500 million bargain.
It's an investment in your eyes.
It is a bargain. It's an investment. Think about those 20,000 people being out.
Because that's what these other states think about it. In California, they're like, well, we have we got to let these guys out. It's not fair, Judd Grady. You're being too strict. You're being too tough.
It's a bargain. What's your children's life worth?
Priceless.
Priceless.
Priceless. They're here right now running around in the office.
Sure. Imagine right now those 20,000 people who are that dangerous on the streets. What are they doing? They're robbing, they're raping, they're shooting, they're murdering. And for $500 million a year in a multi-billion-dollar budget, it's what? What, 0.5% of our budget? 1% of our budget? Isn't 1% of our budget worth keeping an entire state of 24 million people plus all of our millions of tourists safe?
Oh, you're preaching to the choir here.
Sure.
I mean, we're on the same page here. What I'm trying to see is why don't other states, so for instance, Rob, if you want to pull up this number for Chicago, here's a report that just came in from Chicago, right? So far this year in Chicago, 364 shooting, 90 homicides, 3%, I don't know why the last stat is necessary, only 3% of shootings have involved white people, but 364 shooting, 90 homicides so far in Chicago, okay? Why do these cities who have stats like this, and then the people who live there, the family who have daughters, sons who lost somebody to this, they're one of the 90